If your congregation isn't growing, it probably needs a tune-up. Here are 287 ways you can make your church a healthier place. Number 36, failed ministerial candidates. When I first met my friend Steve, he was a manager at a comic book store. A couple years later, when he went back to school, he stopped being a manager and he worked as a store clerk instead. And that was very difficult for Steve. As a manager, Steve was used to being part of the store's plans. He was used to having a voice in the decision making. And he was used to having his ideas heard with the importance given a manager. As a store clerk, Steve had none of these privileges. Once in a while, we recommend a church member for ministerial training. Sometimes they succeed the candidate process. Sometimes they do not. If they return to our congregation without becoming a member of the clergy, it can feel like being demoted in the church. A failed ministerial candidate can feel dejected, rejected, and abandoned by church and God. They can often feel resentful and betrayed. And it is not uncommon for a failed ministerial candidate to become a problematic personality in the congregation. So keep an eye on them. Help them find their place. And be sure to set clear boundaries for them. Just because they weren't selected as clergy doesn't mean they can't be valuable assets for your church. But they are going to need help adjusting. Stay tuned for more tips on making your congregation a healthier and happier place.